Okay, just give me a quick second. Okay. All right, so, sorry, let me unmute myself. So before we start, I'd just like to know, this is going to be both held on Facebook Live and via Zoom. So board members, before you speak, make sure you directly talk into the microphone because our IT has to hold the microphone up to another microphone. So just whenever you have any kind of comments, just make sure you speak directly into the microphone. Chairman or Chairwoman, you can read the opening statement.
Okay. Yep. So I want to welcome everybody to tonight's DRB meeting. Hopefully you can hear me. If you can't, please let me know. If you are attending virtually via Zoom, there are a few guidelines I'd like to mention. Everyone is muted and your videos are turned off by default to minimize any disruptions. If you would like to make a comment during the public hearing portion of this meeting, please raise your hand by clicking on the icon labeled participants at the bottom of your screen and then click the button labeled raise hand. If you're calling into the meeting on a phone, you can raise your hand by pressing number 9 on your keypad. Once the moderator calls your name, please unmute yourself by clicking on the microphone button on the bottom of your screen or by pressing 6 on your phone. Okay. All right, I'm going to call to order the Design Review Board for July 7th, 2020. If we could all please stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, I'd first want to make introduction of our board members and staff. So if I could start with Cody, we'll work our way around.
Cody Hendricks, Planning Tech.
Charlie Roberts, Freemanville Road.
Laura Weissong, Crooked Creek.
Tim Bryan, I have a business here in Crabapple.
Beniquas Palmer, Canterbury on the Lakes.
Lee Collins, Westbrook Road.
Robert Buscemi, City Architect.
Great. Thank you. So first item is to approve the agenda for this evening. Are there any modifications to the current agenda or are we good as is?
We are good as is.
Okay. So if I could get a motion to approve the agenda as is.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
So, and could somebody second?
I second.
Great. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Approved. And if somebody could approve the March meeting minutes, if somebody could make a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the March minutes.
And could somebody second?
Second.
Great. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Our first item up are demolitions, and the first demolition item is Green Road demo. Address is 95 Green Road. If the applicant could come forward and present to the board. Don't see the applicant. I think Shakib Katoni? No. Okay. We need to make a motion to table it to the next meeting if we don't have an applicant. All right. Can somebody from the board please make a motion to table this item for the next board meeting?
I move to table or postpone Green Road demo 95 Green Road until the next DRB meeting.
I'll second it.
Great. All in favor?
Aye.
Great. All right. Second demolition is 14850 Thompson Road demo. 14850 Thompson Road. If the applicant could come forward. What would you like? I think if you could stand right up there, that would be great.
Hello,
Hi.
my name is Peter McMaster. I'm the builder. What do you need to know? Beyond what you already do.
Yeah, if you can just explain the structure that you're demolitioning, when you plan on demolitioning, any issues with trees, all of that, if you could explain, that'd be great.
It's an original home with a detached garage. The plan is to demolish the entire original home. We would like to leave the detached garage as is to house construction equipment and material while we're building the new single family. And then later we will demolish the detached garage and build down the road, the owner of the property wants to build another detached garage within code and zoning requirements behind the new structure. So for now, the old will just stay to hold material so it doesn't get trashed by the rain. We're ready to go. We submitted our original permit submissions back in April. So I believe we just need today's approval and hopefully we'll have permits tomorrow.
Okay. Looks like all the trees have been marked, everything's
Yeah.
in order.
Yeah, they're all on the site plan. We had the arborist mark them, have the surveyor, we had an arborist collect the data, have the survey put them on the site plan, and we've actually already got silt fence and BMPs in place.
Okay.
We're ready to go.
The old septic tank?
The old we're keeping that, and we've had that inspected, and we sent that information over as well.
Okay.
That's out in front of the old structure,
Yes.
and the leach field's right there. So the new house is going to be pushed back a little bit, which is shown on the plans.
Okay.
So we can utilize the old tank because it's in good shape. So we're going to work around that. We've already blocked it off and everything.
Okay.
Are there any additional questions from the board for the applicant? Any comments from staff?
I would just like to note, also, I'll be monitoring Zoom, so if there's any comment via Zoom, I will let you know. But
Okay. Great. Okay, thank you. Yeah, Bob?
You're also going to be building the new home?
Correct.
Okay, so I just wanted to bring something to your attention that we're finding out, that high-speed internet access should be thought of early on to bring it into these big sites. This is almost 8 acres, and it's set back.
Yeah.
So I think when you're doing your initial excavation, bringing stuff in, your water, your electric, we're finding that these like Comcast, AT&T, they charging people a whole lot of money to get that line put in after the fact.
Yeah.
So just something it's not something we do, it's something you do, but I know a lot of people looking for it. And if you try to do it later, it's becoming very expensive. So I just want to bring it to your attention. It was brought to my attention.
Yeah, I appreciate
And
it.
I think it'd be a good thing just to let all the applicants know that they should be looking at that early on.
I've dealt with that on commercial before.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
It's expensive, especially on these larger sites. For some reason, they just don't want to bring them in. So just think about it when you're doing it.
Something to Bob. I'm a developer builder. AT&T and Georgia Power will joint trench now.
Okay.
And Georgia Power, I just ran it back on 18 acres. And they'll joint trench, and Georgia Power will put the conduit in for you.
Oh, nice.
Save $5,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a whole lot of money. So just to think about it.
Yeah.
We're trying to help people out.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure thing.
Excellent. Send myself a note on that.
Okay, if there's no additional comment from the public, which I don't believe there is, we're good. Then if somebody can make a motion to approve this demolition.
I'll make a motion to approve the demolition for 14850 Thompson Road.
Can I have a second?
I second.
Great. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You are good to go. Good luck.
Still have to take the permit out, but Okay, you just talk to Terry. Yes, just tell me, Terry.
Okay.
No, you're good.
Okay, I don't have any. All right, it looks like our next item is 15795 Thompson Road demolition.
You skipped over 3300 Highway 9.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was my fault. Yep, I'm sorry. The next item is 3300 Highway 9 demo. Sorry about that. Could the applicant come forward?
I believe the applicant emailed me. He had some health issues, so he's going to schedule himself to the next scheduled meeting.
Okay, so I just need somebody to make a motion to postpone this to the next design review board meeting.
I'll make a motion to defer this demolition for 3300 Highway 9 until the next DRB meeting.
I second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. All right, moving on. Next item is 15795 Thompson Road demo. If the applicant could come forward. I don't have any info on it.
It's, I think it was in the old packet. I've already looked at mine, but you can look at mine.
Oh, okay,
State your name and address on the record.
appreciate it.
Matulai.
Yes, if you could just quickly explain what you're demolitioning and what your plans are after demolition.
Yes, ma'am. We bought the piece of land in 3795 in Thompson Road that we like to do demolishing the old house, which is 1933, and we like to clear the land to build a new house.
Okay.
We like to remove all the tanks, the old house, cut the trees that was in right there where we want to put the house,
Okay.
and we have everything that you needed.
Okay. Let's see.
I assume there's no historic value to this property.
I'm sorry?
I assume there's no historic value to this property.
No, ma'am. If you push the house, it's going to fall down, ma'am.
Okay. Great. Let's see. Any additional questions from the board on this property? Any questions from staff or comments?
The same ones, the septic system, what are you doing with
Yes,
this?
we're going to remove all the old one and put a new one in.
Okay.
New
And
one.
you heard my comment about the cable, right?
About the what?
About the cable
The cable, the electric cable?
for like AT&T high-speed internet. Like,
Yes.
You heard that, right?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Gonna make new houses, definitely we're gonna need cable.
Yeah.
Okay. And what are your plans for construction? When do you plan on building the new house?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Okay, so you're
Yeah, we've been
quick then.
waiting for all
Okay, so
this.
we don't need to worry about
Yes. Yes,
having the
ma'am.
property open for a while.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
All right.
Can I just say, this is going to be an approval for all the structures shown on this survey, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so just so the board knows that you're actually approving all of these structures, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 2 small ones.
This is the dog house and
The
chicken
dog-
house.
Yeah, so just all the structures. So the approval's really going to be for all the structures on the site.
Okay. And there's nothing of historical value,
No.
from what I understand, correct?
No, ma'am.
Okay, all right. All right, so it's for all the structures. Any additional questions? I mean, I'm good. If somebody would like to make a
Can
motion.
I just make sure that the applicant is aware that some of these structures might be in setbacks and things?
We don't have everything.
So you know, when you take them down,
Yes, sir.
that you can't come back and claim that you want to put them back where they were.
Yes, sir.
You'd have to meet all the new current codes. You're aware
Yes,
of that,
sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
And then one of the structures looks like it's even on an abutting piece of property. it's overlapping.
Yeah, staff has made that comment on the demo permit, and we've got the proper documentation for.
To deal with that.
Yes.
Okay, good. Then I think we're all in good shape.
Okay. Great. Okay, so if we're ready, if somebody wants to make a motion,
I'll make a motion for the demolition for 15795 Thompson Road.
somebody second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, you're
Thank you,
free to go,
everybody.
and good luck.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
And you'll get your permits through Cody, right?
Okay. Okay, so E and F are on here. All right, grab my paperwork. Next item on our agenda is a demolition for 2095 Birmingham Road. The applicant could come forward.
Hey, good evening. My name is Garrett Coley. I'm the applicant. The property owner is out of the country, but I'm the applicant for, actually, we're going to try to kill two birds with one stone. 2095 Birmingham Road and 2098 Birmingham Road
Okay.
are within the same application for a demolition permit. And we're proposing to do a lot combination for one single-family home. Applications are in for permit, and we're here asking for your approval for demolition of those two single-family homes for future construction of one single-family home.
Okay. So we're taking down two structures, but there's going to be one new home on both of those?
Yes, ma'am, that is correct.
Okay, great. All right. So, grab the other
The
one.
one that has the house, and then there's a house that sits further
Sitting
back off of Birmingham Road.
Yes, ma'am.
And the
that's correct.
garage is always open on the front, the
Yes,
front
ma'am.
White House. Okay.
Correct.
And in regards to the septic system,
Yes, ma'am.
are you capping, doing new, or using old? Or?
Doing new. The septic will be completely removed, and we'll receive approval from Fulton County Health Department for installation of the new septic system.
Okay.
And that's part of the current application that we've submitted for the building permit.
Okay. And then what's your schedule for building?
As soon as possible.
Okay, so
Yes.
no worries about leaving that lot empty for a while. So you
Absolutely
guys
not.
can build. Okay.
The property owner is extremely anxious to get started.
Okay, great. Let's see. Any comments from staff on these two items? Any questions from the board? Okay. Any comments from the public? Nope. All right.
I make a motion, we approve this demolition at 2095 Birmingham Road as submitted.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you for your time.
You're
Have a good evening.
approved.
Thank you.
Let's do the second.
That's right, I'm sorry. We have to approve the second one. Thank you. Corrected. If somebody could make a motion to approve 2098.
I move to approve the demolition of the property at 2098 Birmingham Road.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, you are approved for both.
Thank you.
Good luck. Thank you.
Thanks. Have a good evening.
Chair?
All right, our next, we're finished with demolition, so our next item are called courtesy reviews, and we have 2 courtesy review items for this evening, and those items we do not vote on as a board, but we do provide input and give recommendations to the applicant. Those recommendations actually will go to the zoning appeals board, and they will be input into their process. So the first item is V20-12, 725 Oxford Lake Court. And it is to allow an existing accessory structure to encroach into the side yard setback.
That's correct.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you. I'm Rick Stewart, 725 Oxford Lakes Court. We purchased a home in 2003, and during the closing, we learned that the previous owner had built a little workshop next door to the house that encroached on the setback. So I got a homeowners association letter in 2003, which I think is submitted in the packet. Mm-hmm. And currently in this workshop, we're getting ready to build a little screened-in porch on the opposite side from where the setback would be. The screened-in porch faces the large backyard. So we're asking for a variance for an existing structure. It was Fulton County at the time before Milton existed. And so I think the setback's 25 feet, and we're at 18 or 19 feet at one corner and 20-something feet on the back. It's kind of at an angle.
Okay.
And I got for that project, I also have approval from the Homeowners Association for this project that we're getting ready to begin.
And what about your neighbors on both sides?
So part of the Homeowners Association approval, we're in a cul-de-sac, and we got our 3 neighbors in the cul-de-sac to sign off and approve, and they did, and that's part of this as well.
Okay, great. Okay. Any questions from the board?
So it's the item on the map that's the shed on the left? Is that the?
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, it looks like a 2-car garage,
Right.
but it's a workshop. Yes.
Okay.
Any comments, Bob?
Yeah, just want to make sure the applicant, you're maintaining the use as a shed, correct?
Yes, correct.
You're not going to come in later and say, oh, I want to make it into a, accessory apartment or something like that?
No.
Okay, I just want to make sure that your
gonna
intent is to keep it as
Convert
a
from
same
a
use.
storage room to my workshop.
Okay, fair enough.
And so really all you're doing is just adding a screened-in area onto what's already there?
Yes.
Okay, yep, that makes sense. I don't have any issues, with it. It looks,
The only other
Charlie,
thing would be, since it is a courtesy review, probably if you had to come back, pictures of it, of the shed, so we could get a full view all the way around.
that's true, yeah, that actually would be helpful, just to get an idea of
I
it.
can take pictures and
Okay.
do whatever is needed. Okay.
Yeah, I think The one thing we would recommend is that it stays consistent with the current look of what you have.
It will.
So that there's no really change in architectural design of the structure. So that it
We are
wouldn't stick
doing
out.
that.
It'll, basically integrate with what you already have.
It should integrate well, yes.
Okay. Bob, have you looked at any of the plans for that, or?
I haven't seen anything on it, so.
I know,
So this came in as a building permit, and that's when I
Okay.
called the applicant saying, before we go any further, let's get this variance for
The
this.
zoning, the
Yeah, so
variance taken
I don't want
care
him
of.
to get too far down, and then.
Sure.
Yeah,
I'm
so
good.
and
yeah.
I've never done this before. My contractor's out of town, so I'm stepping in for him, but if there's
Yeah.
something else I should do, let me know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but if the board recommends getting pictures, just go take pictures of the existing structure and send it to me, and I'll add it into the staff
Okay.
report, which will be read into the record at the Board of Zoning Appeals.
Okay, great.
Yeah, that would be my recommendation, would be to take some pictures and run it by staff, just so, we get an idea that everything's going to be consistent.
Okay.
That would be my recommendation.
We can do that.
And any other recommendations for the applicant? Okay, great. Well, good luck. That's our advice, and it'll go on the record, and then you'll go to the BZA for the variance. So,
Okay.
good
Oh,
luck.
That's where I do the variance. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
It's going to be like in 2 weeks. You have to be at that meeting. Yeah.
Okay, our next item is V20-13. The address is 14102 Seabiscuit. And that's to allow a pool deck, and pool equipment to encroach into the 50-foot undisturbed buffer and 75-foot impervious setback, and also to allow the existing house to be located in the 75-foot impervious setback. Okay.
Hello,
How are you?
Brian Wilbrock. I'm the homeowner.
Okay.
So this, you've got the drawings, and we chose that spot because behind the house, it would have put it closer to the creek. To the right side of the house was the septic field, and so there was a small flat area on the left corner of the house to put the pool. We did get the subdivision approval, and we did get the signatures from both neighbors on both sides for approval.
Okay. And so how long have you been in this property, or?
Moved in 2011. It was built in 2005. So my understanding was that was before some of these setbacks were, and that's why the house is probably closer than they would like it, and probably why there's not a lot of room back there for pools.
Okay. Yeah. So I have a question for you, Bob. So it's saying to allow the existing house to be located in the 75-foot impervious setback. So is that due to the house being built prior to? So this is just to get us up to that piece to get it.
So he's going to legalize the existing structure.
Okay.
The only thing is, I do want to tell the applicant and the board that the BZA in the 10 years that I've been with the city has never encroached into the 50-foot impervious setback. Never.
Yeah.
They just have never done that. 75s, on occasion, they've allowed them. On occasion, if you meet the 4 criteria. But the 50 is basically untouched. So if you want, maybe you can work with staff. I'd be more than willing to help you try to reconfigure the pool and get it out of the 50.
Yeah,
Pool and pool deck, we get it out. Retaining walls, everything, you get it out. Most of the time, if they allow it into the 75, they'll tell you that you have to put a fence up along the 50-foot to guarantee that nobody even drives into that with a construction equipment or anything like that. It's just never been done. So I just want to tell you, it's almost better. They look at me all the time and say, just work with the applicant and just help them get it out of the 50. And they just bump it to the next meeting because they really don't want that 50 disturbed by any means. So I would volunteer to work with you to kind of get it out of there. And then when you go to the BZA, you could tell them that you had it in there and that you went to the DRB and the recommendation was to reconfigure between now and the next meeting, and you got it out.
Okay.
So I would, that's what I would recommend.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've had a couple that were close, and we reconfigured them, and they got through. I know Bob did a really good job working with the pool company and the homeowner to be able to get it through the BZA, because, yeah, I would agree that's a rare scenario. They want you to be able to use your property, but then that is probably kind of the furthest that they'll let you go for. But Bob can do magic. I can tell you that.
It's a work for you, right?
He really can. I mean, he's.
No, that's fine. I'm good with that.
Yeah, so I would say my recommendation would be is to work with Bob and, whoever's your pool company is, that your architect or pool company that's designing the pool, and try and get that maneuvered, and then I think you'll probably have a lot of luck going to the BZA.
I don't think they would need to come back to us if I get it within the 50.
Yeah, would they need to come back to us to get it within the 50, or can we do it, just make the recommendation?
Just make the recommendation. I'll work with them to restructure it out of the 50. We'll go in front of the BZA.
Okay, that sounds good.
You'll
then.
have that recommendation. You'll make the recommendation tonight to get it out of the 50. And between now and the meeting, I will work with the applicant to get it out of the 50. So when you go there, you could say you came here, it was within the 50, the board recommended you getting it out of the 50, and you reconfigured it to get it out.
Okay, great.
But probably the house being over is understandable for when it was built.
Yeah.
They added that additional setback.
Yeah.
So you should be okay with that one.
Yeah.
That one, I would think.
Yeah, the house, I think, it's just getting the pool just right.
Right, the right curves. Turn it a little sooner.
Yeah, he's done it
quicker.
before. I've seen it, and the project still looks amazing. So.
Okay, great.
So my suggestion would be, or my recommendation would be to work with Bob to come up and get it into that 50 before you go to the BZA. And then, I mean, I think as a board, we would agree with you moving forward.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
everybody agree on that?
Yes.
Agreed.
Okay. All right, so we don't take a vote, so that's our recommendation.
That's it? Okay.
And good luck. I think you'll get it taken care of.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you. You just call Cody and I'll work with you. Yeah, just call Cody and I'll email you back and forth and we'll get it out. So the other thing you gotta look at is your retaining walls. If you can get them down lower, or you do a boulder wall, then you don't need to put a fence. So you gotta look at that, because otherwise you end up standing outside, you just see this big fence. It's up to you. If you want it, it's okay. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you no, but a lot of people look at it and say, oh, we don't want a fence and a wall. So what they do is they build like a boulder area in there.
Oh, to keep it so people
Come up with a boulder wall, like just boulders.
So
Pretty
how
long
Not
for
really
sure.
a retaining wall,
wall
it's just-
right now?
At it.
To do a pool, that's
Right now, this is 42 inches.
Oh, I
He's got a
mean, I
42
I
plus a
get,
36
why
rail.
they want to do it, definitely,
42,
so.
see the 42?
But
Wow.
And the 36, that's very high.
Yeah.
So it's almost
Probably
like 8
some
feet.
just
I
minor
didn't know
maintenance.
I didn't know there was a rail. I thought it was just going to be like a 2-foot and then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So a lot of people come in now, what I tell them to do is just put some big rocks and boulders And you can create the wall out of rocks and boulders, and it's
He's already got it
naturalized.
figured out.
Create the rocks and boulders in this area. I mean, you know, and it looks prettier too, it's more natural. You don't need to put a big fence up and all that.
All right,
You still have to put a
so
fence up around
we
the
have
the
no
pool so
final
nobody gets hurt.
reviews.
But you don't have to
So
put, you
I
know,
just wanted to
this is 36
and see if there was any new
inches.
business before
And I
we
think you're
move
gonna
on.
need a pool fence, you're
but
gonna have to
I
show
want
the fence
Bob
going
to
around.
help him.
It's called a barrier.
So
It's
many.
much, I think it's higher than 36.
Yeah, that's,
Excuse me, Bob. Hey, Bob. Bob, excuse us, we can't hear Laura.
I'm sorry, so I'll talk to you later.
okay, thank you.
I apologize.
So my question is there any new business?
Who here doesn't have their emails set up? Did everybody get their?
I don't have a city email. I have my personal.
Okay, I'm just trying to get a head count because
Okay.
we did that at the BZA, kind of updating everybody.
I didn't
Okay.
get mine.
Okay, I'll resend it out.
Okay.
I'm good. Is there any old business that we need to review? Okay, then I believe we are adjourned.
All right, awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. It was kind of scary hearing that it was March. It's like, oh my gosh, March? Holy smokes. God, no kidding. Ay, ay, ay.
I guess all of these from before, just no.
Get rid of them, give them to Cody, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know what happened to all those people.
I was ready for all of those.
I guess people dropped out or something, I don't know.
Have to drive by and see if they ain't started.
I drove on the new road.
I did too.
It was cool. It's nice.
It is.
Be safe. I'm
Definitely makes it
going to
easier.
walk out so I'm 10 feet ahead of everybody.
Thank you.
Because we can't have a quorum.
Laura, did
Yeah, you too. Thanks, Charlie.
Laura, did you properly adjourn everybody?
Yeah. Let's see.
Have a good one, guys.
You too.
Yeah. It was good to see everybody. Instead of on Zoom videos.
I know.
I'm getting tired of that.